cannot withstand the storm.
Feel the skin. Losing it. Most it. No, I keep you lost. Girl, this. Wish girl sees every hour. So, nej, för det är alltså. Kanske förståndet. Hans. Hon fast. Småster och vita lämmer. Salary. Nikassen. Jag har inte fått något sådär skit. Förstånd. Hit some. Harder on flippande. Every on the fat. We got surfing off. Feel the skin. Losing it. Most it. No, I keep you lost. Girl, this. Wish girl sees it.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a famous football player finds themselves on the wrong side of the law? Well, that's exactly what happened to LETROY GUION, a former NFL star who was recently arrested for possession of marijuana and a handgun. The shock of it all? How did a respected professional athlete end up in this mess? Stay tuned as we dive deep into the story behind his arrest, the details and the consequences of his action. And before we get into it, if you want more jaw-dropping stories like this one, smash that like button and subscribe. Let's get started. LETROY GUION, born in 1987 in Miami, Florida, had a promising career in the NFL. Known as a strong defensive tackle, Guion played for the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. Throughout his career, he made a name for himself as a reliable, tough player who could make an impact on the field. However, despite his success, his personal life would soon take a troubling turn. Guion's early career showed a lot of potential, and for many fans, he was seen as an integral part of the Green Bay Packers' defensive line during his time with them. But his football career would eventually be overshadowed by a string of legal issues that would change everything. In February of 2015, LETROY GUION was arrested in Florida after police discovered marijuana and a loaded handgun in his vehicle during a routine traffic stop. Officers pulled over Guion's car, and what started as a typical stop quickly escalated when they found the marijuana and the firearm. To make matters worse, Guion was driving without a valid driver's license at the time of the stop. The combination of the drugs, the gun, and the lack of a license made this situation much more serious. Guion was taken into custody, and the news sent shockwaves through the football community. The arrest was particularly troubling because it wasn't just about the marijuana. The fact that he had a loaded firearm in his vehicle, with the added suspicion of it being illegal, raised serious concerns about his judgment and safety. As expected, the arrest came with severe legal consequences. Guion was facing felony charges, including possession of marijuana and the possession of a firearm. The NFL has a strict policy on substance abuse and firearms, and this incident brought Guion's career into jeopardy. Though he was later released from jail on bond, the damage was already done. Guion faced a suspension from the NFL for the marijuana charge, and the legal process dragged on for months. The legal consequences also included fines and a loss of reputation within the sports community. In the end, Guion was lucky to avoid any serious jail time. He struck a deal that allowed him to avoid a lengthy prison sentence, but the public fallout was something that he had to face for years to come. LETROY GUION's arrest and the subsequent legal troubles had a major impact on his NFL career. While he did play for a brief period after the incident, teams were hesitant to sign him. The combination of his off-field issues and his declining performance on the field meant that Guion struggled to find a long-term place in the league. In fact, after being suspended, Guion never really returned to the form he once had. The NFL is a tough industry, and one mistake like this can sometimes be enough to end a career. For Guion, the impact was clear as he was eventually released by the Green Bay Packers after multiple legal issues. The arrest was the beginning of the end of his NFL career. After his release from the Packers, LETROY GUION's life took another turn. He was no longer part of the NFL, and his future in professional sports seemed uncertain. He continued to work on his personal issues, but the scandal had already caused major damage to his reputation. Guion didn't just lose his football career, his image as a role model for young athletes also took a hit. The media coverage was relentless, and every time his name came up, it was tied to the arrest, the marijuana, and the gun. Many fans were disappointed, especially those who had once viewed him as a rising star. So where does this leave LETROY GUION now? His career is over, and the criminal record will always be a part of his life. It's a cautionary tale for anyone in the public eye, especially athletes who are constantly under scrutiny. Guion's arrest is a reminder that fame doesn't protect you from bad decisions, and the consequences of those decisions can last a lifetime. Thanks for watching. If you found this story interesting and want more real-life sports drama, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more engaging content next time.